Hey, everybody. Time once again for the Suwannee Sports Report here on rivercountrysports.com. I'm Wayne Littrell, joined by the head baseball coach of the Suwannee Bulldogs. This is Coach Billy Moran. The Sports Report is brought to you by Roundtree Moore Ford on Highway 90 in Lake City, Florida. That's the place to go if you need a new vehicle, if you need service on your current vehicle. They've got a great selection of pre-loved vehicles. Go see Stephen Jones and the entire team at Roundtree Moore Ford, Highway 90 in Lake City. They're part of the Morgan Automotive Group, dedicated to delivering exceptional service and a wide selection of quality vehicles. All right, we're going to get into the Diamond Dog podcast right after this timeout. Keep it here on River Country.
In the heart of the red zone is where the game is won, and you need a dealership that knows about scoring big. At Roundtree Moore Ford, we've scored this area's largest selection of new and pre-owned inventory. And right now, we're scoring rates as low as 0%. It's time to get out of the stands and score big in the Roundtree Moore Ford red zone. At Roundtree Moore Ford, the customer always wins. So make your next ride a touchdown at RoundtreeMoreFord.com today.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Van Carpet One. For 78 years, we've been your local family-owned and operated floor covering store, and we can't wait to serve you. Let's go check out some of the stuff we've got and say hey to the guys.
Hey guys, this is Michael Van here at Van Carpet One. Wanted to show you our huge display of carpet. Got about 1,000 rolls for you that we can order. We also keep about 100 in stock that are on clearance, so please come down and give us a visit. We appreciate it.
Come in and see the largest tile collection in North Florida. Van Carpet One has every tile you could possibly imagine. If you can't find it here, they don't make it. Guys, take a look at this. This is just some of our options in waterproof vinyl plank, where we have the largest selection anywhere around here, including over 70 pallets in stock, ready to go right now. Come in and see our fantastic selection of elegant hardwood too, followed up by fantastic service that you expect from a company like Van Carpet One.
Come on in and see us.
We can't wait to serve you. And that's a boom shakalaka.
And back here at the Sports Report with Coach Billy Moran. Coach, I'm going to go over last week, 1-2 on the week. We saw the game against Wakulla, which Dogs pulled out, but then a couple of games on the road, Creekside, close ball game, and then Buchholz, not such a close ball game. So let's start there. Tell me about the Buchholz Bobcats. 19-2. Is that a typo or something?
No, it's not a typo. That was the final score.
Good gosh.
Yep.
What happened? What went wrong? I mean, we had Grayson on the hill. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I think that what happened was myself, my coaching staff, and all the players on the team, we let down the Suwannee Bulldogs, and everything that it means to be a Suwannee Bulldog. We did not uphold the standard of being a Suwannee Bulldog, and that standard is no matter how good or how bad things are, you always carry that logo, that bulldog on your chest, that S on your hat, and regardless of the score, regardless of the outcome, we're going to fight for our colors and what we believe in, and we didn't do that. And Buchholz exposed that in a big way, as you can see. And man, it's a really disappointing time for me and for my coaching staff, and I hope for the players, because we're capable of beating that team. So that just kind of goes to show you that without the fight and grit and desire to compete, you can get beat that badly. Because, like I said, we can beat them, and I fully expect the next time we play them, I fully expect to win that game. This is not a talent thing. This is not. It has nothing to do with ability. It is purely to do with heart, desire, and willingness to take myself and my wants and put them behind the standard of being a Suwannee Bulldog.
Yeah.
And that's where we fell short.
you know, is it one of those games that just kind of everything snowballed and it just kind of got away from us? I mean, starting the game, we don't score in the top of the first. We only give up one in the bottom of the first, so we're still in that ball game. But then they come to bat in the bottom of the second and tag 9 runs on us.
Sure, yeah. Well, like I said, it was one of those things where once they started scoring, I think the score was probably 4-0. When it was 4-0, we made up in our minds that we couldn't win the game. And so rather than fight and see if we could make something happen, we just mentally checked out. And Buchholz is a good team, and you can't do that against a good team. And
Yeah, they didn't slow down
no,
apparently.
they absolutely did not slow down because they respected the fact that if we decided to turn it on at any point, we're a good enough team to where we could have made it close. And so they did what good teams are supposed to do is they just matched the gas and didn't look back.
Yeah.
And instead of getting tired of it, instead of being having showing fight, we just kind of laid down. And that's really disappointing for me as a coach because um, my whole reputation for being a coach and for being just a competitor myself has been like he's just a dog. This guy's a dog. He's going to compete. He's gonna make you earn it. If
Right.
you beat him, you have earned it. And we have lost that somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal is.
I can't really understand it, and I understand, but as an athlete, you get challenged like that. Suddenly you're down 4-0. You're fighting harder, you know,
100%, yeah.
instead of just kind of the whole team at one time letting go.
Well, you said it right there. Like I'm fighting harder when when I'm down 4-0.
Right.
Then this is the toughest version of me because I'm not going to let you get me down 5-0 or 10-0. And I mean that's a character thing. We got to have some character, and we're missing that. And obviously, it's one baseball game. This doesn't define us.
Sure.
However, if you don't look at this and realize that is not normal and that is not acceptable, in my opinion, and I know this the word disgrace is a tough, harsh word, but you know that was a disgrace to the Suwannee Bulldog family.
Just the tradition of Bulldog baseball. I mean,
100%.
to drop a game 19-2 against anybody,
Yeah.
to only play 3.5 innings. I mean,
Yeah.
and we did score 2 runs, but we only had 2 hits. They had 15 hits and 19 runs,
Mhm.
and they're not 17 runs better than we are.
No, they're not. They're not. Now they're a good baseball team.
Oh yeah, and
They're a good baseball
they
team,
started slow and they're
yeah.
kind of finding
Yeah,
themselves.
and don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. There are going to be days when everything goes their way and nothing goes our way.
Yeah.
That's going to happen. A little bit of that happened, but
But it's the competing that
but
got
the game at the end of the day could have been probably a 6 or 7 to 4, 6 or 7 to 5 score.
Right.
Maybe we come back and we hit a few balls out of the park and we maybe we keep it close, maybe we tie it, maybe we win it late.
Mhm.
But there was no fight, there was no desire for that to happen. It was we're not going to win. Let's just get this over with. And man, I tell you, um, my heart's broken right now. It is, and it kills me to see a team full of young men that wear the Swanee Bulldog colors and they don't understand the tradition that they have on their chest, and then it really kills me because I look at myself, and I feel like I have failed to show them what that tradition is. Because that's the facts of it. The coach is responsible for the players. And the players don't understand the tradition and the history behind that Swanee Bulldog that they're wearing on their chest, and that's a shortage on my part, and I have to do a better job there. So, but at the same time, I mean, we're a good baseball team. We lost 3 players from last season. And last season we were regional finals,
Yeah.
district champions, all that stuff. So this is a culture thing. This is a culture thing, and we haven't decided what to make our culture yet. And a lot of that stems from some selfishness. We got some guys that are failing that haven't really failed at this level in the past.
Right.
But like I said, we've played a tougher schedule than we've ever played, so the failure rate is going to be higher, and that's okay. But when you fail, um, you know, you have to learn from it and get better.
Yeah.
You don't just continue to fail and make an excuse. make an excuse as to why I failed. Like, oh well, I didn't get. The umpire called that pitch a ball, so he should have called it a strike. So now it doesn't matter what happens. Like we have to compete. We have to compete no matter what, no matter what the score is. You know, Otherwise, why do we play the game?
Yeah. And we have to learn from, our failures. And baseball's a game of failures. I mean, you fail more time than you succeed, but you certainly don't give up. I mean,
Sure.
you just create more fight,
Yeah. Yeah. And what's so disappointing really is we come off of a game against Wakulla. It was a good fight. Um, and then we go and we play Creekside.
Yeah, that was going to ask you about that. And that was a pitcher's duel. We end up losing by a run, and that went 2-1.
Oh man, I mean, so 2-1 to Creekside's one of the best programs in the state of Florida. Um, and we are just in a battle with these guys. We take an early lead, they come back and tie it. It is a flat out war of a baseball game.
Yeah. 1-1 to the seventh inning.
Yeah, both teams are in it. My guys were showing extreme fight, like they earned the Bulldog logo that day. And just playing with heart and guts and everything was fantastic. And we just came up short on the very last inning of the game, with 2 outs. So we that guy doesn't get a hit there. We go into the next inning, we may win the game. So we're one pitch away in that game. But as a coach, I never want to lose a game, but I can stomach that loss right there because I looked at my guys and I was like, man, what a fight, what a battle.
Yeah.
Like we were there, we were in the game. This is one of the top teams in the state, 7A school. I mean, they are really, really good. But so are we, and so, that kind of a loss is an encouraging loss. Like I felt like we got better that day.
Right.
Um, and then to have a game like that and then to turn around and follow it up with a performance like we did against Buchholz is man, it's
Well, I mean, the interesting thing is going to be how they respond from here. I mean, because you can put that down. That's a one and done. That's not us. It happened. Let it go. But how they respond in practice, how they respond in the next game, which is another game that, a team that we've seen and we lost to early in the year on the road. Now we give them at home in Tallahassee Childs.
Yeah. I mean, that's just it. Like we're in a spot where our schedule does not allow for us to lick our wounds. We
Yeah.
got to tape them up and go back to war. So I mean that's what we've got next week. We've got Childs followed up by who's next?
Trip to Newberry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So then we go over to Newberry.
Matter of fact, you're playing on back-to-back days.
Oh yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah. So, Wednesday, we'll be there for that game against Childs. That'll be here at Suwannee. So hopefully a big crowd. But then you go on the road the next day to Newberry. And then Friday you come back and you place Florida High,
Yep.
another really good ball club at home.
Yeah, I mean, um, my message to the players is going to be, the talent is there. We know that. We have the numbers. I mean, in the Buchholz game, I I don't know how many pitchers I threw, but I just kept rolling out pitchers because I needed somebody to show me some fight.
Yeah.
And we just we have so many pitchers, we have so many players, capable players. We just need fight. We just need you to have the desire to want to win, and to want to battle, even if the outcome doesn't look great.
Do you feel like it's a confidence thing maybe with the team right now? We're just lacking confidence, especially on the offensive side?
No, I don't think it's confidence because you know I'm 38 years old and I don't hit the baseball often, uh, but I can step into the box and compete. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So regardless of what's going to happen, I have the desire to compete. If me and you start playing paper rock scissors, I'm going to try to beat you.
Yeah,
You know what I
right.
mean? And I don't have
There's Diddley Wing.
I don't have a ton of reps at paper rock scissors. It's not something I do regularly, but I can tell you this: I just want to win. It doesn't matter what we're doing. I want to win. And it doesn't matter how many times I've already lost. I'm not gonna come into this and go, oh well, I'm probably gonna lose this. That's not my mentality. That's not how I walk about my life. And so no, I don't. I can't say that it's a confidence thing because I've got guys that are, we're moving some guys around. We're giving some guys some different looks. We just brought up Judson Law from the JV.
Mhm.
He had his first start last night. In left field against Buchholz, and it did a fantastic job. So we're giving other guys opportunities. So it can't really be their confidence issues because they haven't had that much failure or that much success.
Yeah.
I mean, and we have to start somewhere. You have to draw the line somewhere, and all it comes down to is compete. And I've told those guys too, like, I don't care if you get a hit. I don't care if you hit a home run. None of that matters to me. What I want to see is I want to see you get into the box and fight and compete. That's it.
Yeah.
If you do those things, good things are going to happen.
I mean, top to bottom, if you just looked at your roster, you would say, man, this is a talented team.
I don't
But
know
the
how we
team
can
has to
lose.
gel, right? But
I don't know how we can lose.
you look at the roster, but it has to. You have to show the results. You have to
That's
put
right.
in the work. You have to come to work every day and
Mhm.
take each game and approach it like it's 0-0. I don't care what the score is. It's one
Well,
at bat. It's one field. You know.
it's culture.
Yeah.
It's culture. It's players playing for themselves rather than playing for the team. Because I have players that are capable of doing like yesterday in the game. I had a kid that got hit by a pitch. We're down by like 12 runs. He got hit by a pitch and acted like he was disappointed about it. I'm like, what are you disappointed about,
Man,
dude?
we need
We
base
just
runners.
we just won that at bat right there, and you're mad. Well, you're mad because you didn't get to hit.
Yeah.
How selfish can we be, and that's what we've got going on right now. We've got some selfish guys, and like they're either going to get tired of losing, or we're gonna probably end up losing out because that's the future. And I've told those guys that they know that. I'm not saying anything here that I don't say to them at practice every single day. If we don't make a change, we will be sub 500. If we make a change, we can win a state championship. That is how talented we are. But that's also how slippery the slope is.
Yeah,
So,
and I know you've had this conversation with Coach Baldwin and your coaching
oh,
staff,
yeah.
and how do you turn this thing around?
Oh, yeah, I've had that conversation more times than you can imagine. Um, you know, it's a decision.
But it's a decision that they have to make.
Correct.
I mean, you can.
I've told these guys that for since the beginning of the season. It is a decision. People decide to be successful. They decide to compete or they decide to make an excuse
Yeah.
and not make it, just real quick example, my wife is going to college or going to school for her master's, and she's trying to be a nurse practitioner. And she is a super sharp, and she does not accept anything less than an A. So when she gets a 88 on something, she gets ticked off because she feels like she should have made a 98. So she just doesn't accept that. And then I got kids that are, ask me, hey, how's your grades? Oh, I'm doing good. I got a C in math. I'm like, is a C good?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So the example is you decide to accept a C, or you decide not to accept a C.
Right.
You decide to accept nothing less than an A. And so, the talent level or the smarts are not the difference. It's
Yeah.
the decision of what are you going to accept as your standard.
Yeah.
And we have decided to accept really D as a baseball team. The varsity Suwannee baseball team right now has decided to accept C and D performance and effort, and that's not acceptable.
No, it's
It's
not
it's a
acceptable.
losing
No.
it's a losing formula.
And even if you're putting out a effort, I mean, you always are striving to keep it there to get better. You're always trying to improve yourself.
That's
And
right.
that's
That's right.
part of living. But
Yeah, and it is, and what's so great about it, I mean, people I'm sure would think, well, what's great about it? What's great about it is it's happening in such a great time. It's happening in a time where we can make an adjustment.
yeah,
It's happening in a time where we can learn from it and become a stronger team and a stronger program and stronger young men in life.
yeah,
So it is very important. But today's children are a little more, they're not as resilient as they have been in the past. And so that's what I'm looking for is that resiliency of like, you know, man, rise to the occasion, accept the challenge,
Yeah.
want things to be tough because when you have a tough road ahead of you and then you conquer that, man, it's a great feeling.
Yeah. I mean, it is a difference in generations. I mean, we
Sure.
didn't have the distractions and everything the kids have today. This generation, everything comes now.
Sure.
I mean, it's all instant. Whereas, we didn't have that. We
Oh yeah.
we didn't have River Country Sports following us around with cameras, or we didn't have
No.
the internet and all those things that kids are dealing with now. But when you break it down, it still comes down to the same thing.
Yeah.
Baseball didn't change.
That's right.
It's still a
And,
game of
and we still got this. We still have the same uh, the same style of players that we've always had. You know, I will credit Coach Justin Bruce, the team that won in 2019 went to the Final Four.
Yeah.
That team was not very talented, but I'm going to tell you that team had some guys that were just tough as nails, and they earned the right to be called a bulldog
Yeah.
because talent is not what you need to be a bulldog. The desire to win, the fight, and the willingness to represent Suwannee over yourself for the time period that you're here, that's what it means to be a bulldog. And those guys did that in 2019, and that's why they were successful. They weren't super talented; they were ultra competitive.
Yeah, when you look back on that team, you say, how many major leaguers did we have, or how many kids went to that's not what it was about.
No, no. I mean, you got a couple guys that played in college. You got one guy that's playing, in minor leagues now. But as a team, as a collective, they were just a group of gritty dudes that wanted to beat everybody that they played against, and they were not willing to accept failure. And their standard was A plus, and
I still expect us to turn it around. And the thing
sure.
if anybody's watching and you are playing on the team, you only get one shot at this, man. You only get one high school career.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't come back around. You can't go back at 23 and say, man, now I know. Let me go back and put in some more effort. But
Yeah, I mean,
this is it.
and that's exactly right. We don't get another shot. We'll never get the Friday night at Buchholz again to where we will be able to play that game over again. So that game right there, 19-2, that's in the history books. That will always be, and it will always be the first time that I have ever been run ruled as a head coach. Never been run ruled.
Yeah, it's been a long time since Suwannee faced that, and under your leadership especially.
Yeah.
But yeah, I looked at that score and thought, that's not real.
Yeah, I had a bunch of
I really thought that was a typo.
I had a bunch of people asking me, who messed up the score.
Yeah.
They didn't mess it up.
The thing about Buchholz, though, we do have another shot at them. They're coming into Booster Field in April. I think it's April 3rd.
Yeah.
So we got another crack at these guys.
Oh yeah.
And hopefully we got enough pride to
Oh yeah.
make that redemption.
We will. Excuse me. We will. We'll have an opportunity to play them again, and I really believe that these guys will make a change. I can tell you that everything that I do in my coaching style is now under review because I'm not above making a change. I want to win, and I don't care what the change is. I'm willing to make any change. If I got to go out there with, two different color socks and a belt around my head, I'll do it. I don't care. I want to win. I want Suwannee to win. And that is my whole concern is Suwannee baseball to win and to represent Suwannee baseball as good as I can for the time that I'm here. And I want our baseball players to feel the same way.
Yeah, and that's the key. If we can get them to have that same desire, we're going to turn this around quickly.
And I think we will. We've got some guys that are they're leaders, but they don't understand the impact that they have. But I think they're going to have to. I think they're going to figure that out pretty quick.
Right.
So but we're in a good spot, man. Like I said, talent. We're not talking about our talent. We're not talking about ability to execute stuff. I mean, we're a talented team.
Yeah.
We know that. But that when you get to this level, there's more than talent that takes place to win a baseball game and to be a winning program.
All right, Suwannee Sports Report here on River Country. We're going to be back with Coach Moran. We'll have more right after this.
In the heart of the red zone is where the game is won, and you need a dealership that knows about scoring big. At Roundtree Moore Ford, we've scored this area's largest selection of new and pre-owned inventory. And right now, we're scoring rates as low as 0%. It's time to get out of the stands and score big in the Roundtree Moore Ford red zone. At Roundtree Moore Ford, the customer always wins. So make your next ride a touchdown at RoundtreeMoreFord.com today.
You were there at the beginning. You stood behind me, guiding me through good times and bad, teaching me lessons I wouldn't appreciate until later, preparing me for the day when you couldn't be here. What you've given me, I'll carry wherever I go. And because of your planning, I know I'll go far.
Set your family up for life. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance. Your friends for life.
Excellence in academic and clubs. Tradition, family, future. Foundations for lifelong learning. Leadership begins here. Careers start here. Curiosity meets opportunity. Building the leaders of tomorrow. Learning begins with love. One district, every student, every day. The Suwannee County School District, my choice for high quality education.
Back here on the Suwannee Sports Report, Coach Moran. Coach, I do have to mention something about college baseball, and this will make you feel a little bit better. The Gators went down to Miami, and I was jacked. I mean, we're undefeated. I mean, it's our first big test. You bring on them mighty Gators, and after the first two games, we were kind of happy about that rain out on day 3.
Yeah, I mean, Gators came down and they're a powerful team. They got a lot of firepower in the offensive side. The pitchers are good. They're just a good program. But what a great series. There was not one part of that game or either of those games where you thought, these guys are just going to walk away with it. No, it was a battle from the start to finish. That's what you expect every time we go down to was it Coral Gables, right?
Yeah.
Every time we go down there, man, it's a battle. And hopefully one day we'll be down there watching a couple of Suwannee players play as well. So, but that's always a great game, a great series to watch.
That's a great trip, by the way. If you ever been to Marklight Stadium, I mean,
I've never been there.
Yeah,
so
kind of a neat atmosphere. Get a milkshake when you're down there. They're kind of famous for that.
Okay,
So
that sounds great.
Yeah, and you may, with Jace going to
I hope so.
Florida.
I hope so, man. That'll be awesome. When I do, I'll have to snap a picture of me drinking a milkshake and send it to you.
I don't know if Jace has had time to kind of, because he's in the middle of the season, or have time to kind of look ahead and is it head in the clouds? I mean, thinking about that next step, after high school.
No, man, I think he's dialed into the season. Like he was pretty broken up about the game last night.
Good.
He was very upset, and I think he was just upset because he can see what I can see is we got some guys that whose hearts may not really be in it, and that's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
for guys that are. Me and Jason. Just a little story about me. I got married to my wife on field 2 at the rec center.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, baseball is my whole life. It is my whole life. During the summer times, Jason and I, we get in the car and we spend pretty much the whole summer. I think last year was like 27 out of 35 days we were on the road playing baseball. I mean, and I know that's kind of crazy, but we made that decision. And it's paid off, for what he's trying to accomplish. So, that's some people start a business and they put their whole life into their business and they become successful, and that's great. And Jake's has decided to do that for baseball, and that's what we're doing for baseball. But I mean, my whole life is baseball. I owe my life to Suwannee baseball. Suwannee baseball was the one constant thing in my whole life when family or school or just life in general was not going great. Suwannee baseball was always there for me to fall back on and to kind of pour myself into. So and Jace knows that, and I think he was broken up because he could sense that there wasn't any fight, but he knew that I was pretty busted up about it too. So that was he was not doing well after the game, and so. But
is he the kind that can go into the locker room? I mean, a coach can tell you one thing, but when a fellow player is trying to talk to you,
yeah,
on their level,
I think he is, and I think we've got some seniors that are that too, but maybe not so much vocal. And so, and it's a strange dynamic right now because we've got a lot of guys that have great leadership qualities, but not a lot of guys that are verbal. And so somebody's going to have to take that verbal role, which is a little different from what they're used to.
yeah.
For me, I've always been verbal. I've always, tried to, and I had some guys that, I mean, I played with some dudes. I played with Reed Baldwin, who's, still to this day, one of the best offensive players to ever come through Suwannee High School.
Yeah.
And, but he was a leader in action and in the way he carried himself, but I was kind of the verbal leader. But it wasn't like I was ahead of him or he was ahead of me. It was us when, we were going forward. And then we had Ross Arantino, who was, unbelievable competitor, and he was a big time, like rah rah, like in your face. If we got to go to war, like he's the guy you want on your side. But it was never one above the other. It was always us. And so and right now I think they're trying to figure out, that uh, because they feel like maybe one's ahead of the other, and it has nothing to do with that. Like there's not one player. And I told the guys this last night. Our best player is just as valuable as our worst player. Like our worst player in the program is just as important as anybody else.
Yeah.
So he is a Bulldog, and if you're a Bulldog, you're part of the Bulldog family. Then I'm going to fight for you no matter what.
Yeah, no I in team.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, Coach, good luck this week. Hopefully we can get this thing turned around, some tough ball games. And again, our next broadcast and our next game is against Childs. That'll be on Wednesday, and we'll have that for you at 7 o'clock. So I know some tough practices before we get to that, but we will see you Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I think that this is going to be a positive thing for the Bulldogs. I think that we're going to respond the right way. And just like I told my guys, 19-2 loss. That really doesn't that sucks. That's not ideal. However, it's the same as 2-1.
Yeah, it goes in it's 1L.
That's
a
loss.
That's it.
And it's one, and it doesn't define who we are. So we will make adjustments. We will get better, and we will compete from now on. And we will more than any of that, we will make the Suwannee Bulldog community proud to watch us play baseball. That is the most important thing. We will carry on the Suwannee baseball tradition of being a Bulldog.
I like it. Be a dog. Let's get this thing turned around. All right, Wednesday. By the way, Tuesday we got a Suwannee Middle School softball game, and so Tuesday at 5 we'll be at the softball field, and then Friday at 2. Port St. Joe on Friday and Stark on Tuesday, and those games brought to you by Cameron Concrete. And we certainly appreciate Alex and the family for supporting that. So 3 games next week, 2 middle school softball games, and then the Wednesday varsity baseball game here on River Country. Coach, as always, appreciate your time, and we will see you on Wednesday night.
Sounds good. Appreciate it. Go Dogs.
There you go. The Suwannee Sports Report airs live Mondays at 7 o'clock, and then it's archived on our website for you to view anytime. The Sports Report presented by Roundtree Moore Ford, Highway 90 in Lake City, and also brought to you in part by Van Carpet One, by Farm Bureau Insurance, and by the Suwannee County School District. For Miss Tammy Neal, who ran our stream tonight, for Sawyer Brooks, who's running our cameras, I'm Wayne Littrell. We'll see you next week on the Suwannee Sports Report.